Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the whole Target story that happened, I think, last week. I know I'm getting to it really late. I've seen other people's videos, and there's been, to be honest, there's been quite a few videos done about this topic. So I wasn't even sure I was going to talk about it, but I think I want to touch on it because I did that whole video with Mason, and I got a lot of people all up in their feelings in the comment section. So I thought I guess this video will serve as a nice punctuation to that sentence, where I could talk about my actual feelings and kind of try to explain it out a little bit better than I did in that video. And let me sit up straight. I look like I'm crouched over. So the news story is that Target is going to stop, or they have stopped selling sports cards and TCGs, I think it was. And Mason and I talked about this a few weeks ago when it was just kind of up in the air and it was just a possibility. And I took the stance that I was happy about this. And I guess Mason took the stance that it was a bad thing. And I mean, like, let's be honest, I could see both sides of it. I don't really have strong feelings about it one way or the other. I do think, however, that at least in the short term, this is going to be positive for the hobby. In the long term, it's going to be negative. There's just no other way to look at it. There's no two ways about it. It's going to be negative in the long term. And now, like, how am I so sure about this? Because I just had a rummage sale this last weekend. And you're like, Clay, you just had a rummage sale. What the hell are you talking about? What does that have to do with Target and Pokemon? Okay. Well, at this rummage sale, it's I live in a little town here. It's like 7,000 people in our town. It's a pretty small town. And at the beginning of summer, end of spring type of deal, they have a town-wide rummage sale. It's a pretty big deal. People come from all around from the different towns, and it's this small town in the middle of Wisconsin turns into a friggin' nightmare for the weekend. And at this rummage sale this year, for the first time, I decided, hey, I'm going to try and sell some Pokemon cards, right? Why not? Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. I'm interested. And so I put some Pokemon cards out on the table, and I mean, spoiler alert, which this could have been expected, and it kind of was. Nothing sold, but it did give me the opportunity to watch the retail environment in the wild, to kind of closely inspect and see what happens. And the very vital information that I got out of this was two things, or the two customer profiles, which I guess, all of us, we probably already know this, but it helped to kind of like confirm this or solidify it or reaffirm this in my mind. The two customer profiles for the Pokemon products are guys typically about my age, millennial age bracket, probably. I don't know what their modus operandi is. Maybe they're scalpers, maybe they're collectors. I don't know. But also the kids tugging at the shirt sleeves of mom saying, I want to buy that box. I want this. Buy me this. And so how does this translate into Target? Well, that's how the Pokemon cards, I feel, get sold to Target. And now there's probably the guys my age, the millennial age bracket, who are trying to scalp, but a lot of it is also probably sold to the kids tugging at the shirt sleeves. Now, why was I taking such a hard stance in Mason's video? Because the scalping, we all know, has gotten out of control. It's reached a fever pitch. It's just stupid. And how that translates to the kid tugging at the mom's shirt sleeve is there's no product on the shelf for that kid anyway. So who cares, right? The scalper comes in and clears off the shelf at Target. And so I understand when people are like, we can't, we have to have it in the big box store because the kids need access to this product. We need to continue the whole, and this is kind of an ugly argument to begin with, by the way. Let's just side note for a second. This isn't a very pretty argument that we need to perpetuate like this intense, ugly capitalistic cycle where we need to force kids to impulse buy shiny objects. Let's all be self-aware that that's the argument that you're making. So yes, I understand. Bringing new people into the hobby means having these products readily available at big box stores so people can impulse buy their way into the hobby, get hooked on the lottery system of cracking a pack and pulling a shiny card. I get it. As ugly as it is, I I get it. I guess I have a frog in my throat or something. But the scalpers have pretty much taken care of that element. That's no longer a factor. There's no more product on the shelves for the kids to stumble their way into the hobby and get hooked on the lottery pack system. So why is it that big of an issue? Anyway. And the funny thing about this entire story I just thought of is this all happened in Wisconsin. This, in the great state and the beautiful people of Wisconsin, are the impetus for Target doing this nonsense to begin with. So I guess we kind of come full circle where I'm the loudmouth on Mason's channel talking about good. They need to pull the product off the shelves. And what happens in Wisconsin is the spark that starts this whole thing to go off anyway. I guess you can't write this. You can't make this stuff up, right? So I think it's going to be good in the long run. More product going to brick and mortar stores like Mason's shop. When I was a kid, there used to be a card store right down the street. And there used to be a card store at the mall by my school. And I used to go to those places and they used to be awesome. It used to be like, I guess 30, 40-year-old dudes hanging out behind the counter, all these cool Pokemon cards and sports cards and boxes and shelves of binders and cool stuff everywhere. And you go in there as a kid with your $1.50 and you're going up to the case and looking in the case and you're like, oh man, look at the Bulbasaur. Oh shit. Oh, how much is the Bulbasaur? Oh, it's $2. Mom, can I get an extra 50 cents? Like there's a whole thing there, right? And, keeping this product just in Target and the big box stores removes that whole part of the world. And, I'm not sad to see it go. I'm not sad to see us return to a place where maybe if the kids want to get the Pokemon cards, they have to go into the store. They have to talk to the guy behind the counter. They have to interact. They have to have the whole camaraderie about Pokemon cards and this is the cool card and oh man, $1.50. Oh shoot, I only have $1.25. I just remember being a kid and that was such an exciting part of it. Oh, that was, walking into the card store and smelling the card store and looking in the glass cases. That's just such an important part of it for me, that the idea that how my kids would experience getting into the hobby is slogging down the quarter-mile aisle at Target, looking at 170,000 shiny things all blinking and shouting out. They have motion-activated toys now in Target to catch your attention as you walk by that are practically saying, just buy me. I mean, they should just swap out the voice recorder track for just the toy saying, buy me, please. And like the idea that that's how my kid's going to get brought into the hobby is just, it's kind of ugly. It's not, there's no romance there. There's no mystery, intrigue. There's no process. It's just like, I'm going to go to the same place where I buy my pillowcases and I buy my loaves of bread, and we're going to schlep down these aisles past all this shiny crap. And we're going to get there's no, there's no intention. Like when I was a kid, stumbling into the store, you're riding your bikes down the street and oh my gosh, what's in that store? There's all kinds of cool looking stuff in that store. Let's go check it out. And then you go in and you're brought into this entire world, this whole universe that you didn't even know existed. So yeah, I'm okay with it. That's a long-winded way of saying, yeah, I stand by the things I said in Mason's video. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Boo-hoo. I'm okay with it. If you want to take the position that I hold this opinion because I stand to financially benefit from it, I don't, as much as you think I do. I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe in 6 months, this means my allocation numbers will go up by 20%. I mean, in the long run, this will have a negligible effect on my business. I really do believe that. And if you think this will drive prices up, you're wrong. Look at the price of Battle Styles. Think about what would happen if Battle Styles was solely allocated to Target and Walmart. Everything would be selling for MSRP right now and not a penny less. Not a penny more, yes, but not a penny less. Go on TCG Player right now or eBay and look at the price of Battle Styles. ETBs are in the $30 range. Booster boxes are flirting with $100. The price is falling through the floor. And this is directly related to a video that I made a month or two ago called like the retail trap, the Pokemon retail trap. This is exactly what I was talking about. I called it exactly. We are going to see retailers flushed out of the Pokemon system right now because Battle Styles was such a flop. Chilling Reign is going to be such a big success, and the allocation numbers and the whole machine has to keep turning. And if a retailer can't free up the capital to keep that machine turning, they're going to be stuck sitting on a pile of Battle Styles, and they're going to be screwed. Their allocation numbers are going to get cut because they did not make their Chilling Reign order. And the next set that comes out, the Christmas set that comes out, the set that everybody's going to need to be in, they're not going to be able to get their hands on. And that's just going to be the long and the short of it. And we're going to see all these new retailers flushed out. I just talked to my distributor earlier today about my Chilling Reign allocation numbers from that particular distributor. They're awful, by the way. They're horrible. I got next to nothing, but and I wasn't really complaining to him, but his consolation to me was, yeah, we're sorry, man. We know these allocation numbers are crap, but we had 300 accounts that got nothing. 300 accounts that got nothing for Chilling Reign. I truly believe, hopefully, we're going to see these retailers flushed out. We kind of need to. This isn't really sustainable. It's going to make the market chaotic. Having this many points of price, it's not going to lend to stability. I'm with you when you say I want my Pokemon cards not cost $200, $300 for a booster box. I hear you, and I completely understand. But I also want to be able to sell a booster box for more than $85, for more than $90, because I have to keep my lights on. And I would like to be able to find some sort of balance between what you want and what I want. I guess that's all I'm saying at the end of the day. But yeah, getting Target out of the mix is going to help things. Getting hopefully Walmart out of the mix is going to help things. Getting people back into brick and mortar, mom and pop shops, people who have a vested interest in the community, in the people who come into their stores. I'm not going to shed a tear for them. I'm not going to shed a tear for Target. And you guys, you realize you're asking me, and you yourself are taking the position that poor Target doesn't have the products that they want to sell. Like, I get it. You're like, accessibility. I can't get this product very easily because there's a Target right down the street from my house, but where's a card store? Okay. From that perspective, I get it. But to be championing Target as like a place that does ethical, good business, and a place where it's like, how dare you pick on poor little Target? When did we get into Bizarro world, everybody? When did we get into Bizarro land? So I don't know. Let me know, let her rip in the comments section down below. Lay it into me. Let me have it. I get it. I get it. Evil capitalist, something or other, retailer. I don't know. I've heard it all, but it's coming from a place. I think I hope I've laid out my case where it's like, it's not coming from a place of like, I'm just trying to run around with my bags of money, and like Scrooge McDuck dive into my pile of gold coins. It's coming from like a deeper place of like, let's rebuild the community part of trading cards, of Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, sports cards. Let's bring back that face-to-face forced interaction where I have to go talk to the guy behind the counter when I want to go buy the Mickey Mantle rookie card or the Babe Ruth baseball or the Charizard, the base set, no shadow Charizard. Let's bring that part back. And that's really the most fun part about it all, isn't it? Talking to people, connecting with people, that's the part where you're on eBay scrolling, like sweatily scrolling through listings. I got to get that listing before, that's not the fun part. At least it's not the fun part for me. Let me know. Thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you later.